Fighting out of Bull's Pen, Marcus Moreno. Please welcome to the battleground, Aleka Rincon.
Aloha, we'd like to welcome you to the Blaisdell Arena right here, Honolulu, Hawaii. Welcome to X1 World Events Battleground 4. My name is Makani, sitting alongside my good friend Mike Onzuka. And we are taking it right to the battlegrounds again. X1 World Events, putting together a great event.
Definitely. We have Marcus Moreno, actually, from Bull's Pen. One of the many Morenos that happen to fight for Bull's Pen against Aleka Rincon from Young Guns de Luta of the Big Island. Marcus Moreno coming in with a 1-2 pro, 1-2 amateur record. Aleka Rincon 0-1-1 his record. Moreno looks like he drives in, but Rincon has a guillotine on him and the underhook. See if we can kind of make something out of it here. We're just kind of bowling him in.
So this is our first official Battlegrounds 4 fight of the night.
Marcus Moreno coming off of a decision win over Hugh Jones in the Extreme Wars Battleground to O-Lounge 1. So it's been a while since he fought. Aleka Rincon came off of a loss from Makoa Hanaiki in the Ultimate Warriors Combat 1 in December of 05.
It's great to see a lot of these local fighters. I mean, they will go out and they will look for organizations to fight in. So they get a lot of ring experience.
Yeah, definitely. There's so much now organizations out there for them to kind of gain experience. You know, we're seeing a well-balanced, experienced fighters coming up, and now we can kind of see guys who actually legitimately matched up well so they can develop their skills against each other, which is very, very important for the sport to grow. Oh. Moreno slips to the back and see if he can make something out of it. Oh, Kerry may jump to the back and try to get that second hook. Got a little risky position here. Rincon controlling that grip. Moreno's got double underhooks here. Rincon did a good job of getting back in a neutral position.
Spending some time in the corner, trying to figure out. A lot of times, waiting to see who's gonna make the mistake or who's gonna be the aggressor.
Yeah, they don't definitely call this a neutral position for anything. It's kind of a, guys are good at clinches and knees, can kind of make good advantage of this position. A lot of guys you see kind of almost a stalling in a position where guys kind of rest.
That position, I always tend to think of the ref in the ring because, you know, of course you get the crowd thinking it's a stalemate. You get the crowd thinking, okay, split him up, stand him up. But he can see, you know, who the aggressor or who's going to do what. Always a hard job. Always a hard job.
Just as you said that, you know, John Kukiko, our referee, did a great job at spreading the fighters out. We want to keep the action here. Keep them moving. Let the fighters kind of try something. There's that clinch. Aleka Rincon reining in some knees right there. Great double under position, but Marcus Moreno did a good job at keeping those elbows together underneath. Again, Rincon aggressive with those knees.
So again, if you are joining us, welcome to the Blaisdell Arena. X1 World Events giving you Battlegrounds 4 now. Fairly new organization to the MMA world, but already, I mean, putting together some great events. I mean, getting fighters from around the world, a lot of the local boys, a lot of the top local fighters, and of course, always giving a venue to up-and-coming fighters.
Definitely. I agree. We have a good match coming up that I'm really looking forward to. Kaleo Kwan B-side versus Lauren Ishimine in Brazilian freestyle. Both two studs, wrestling versus stand-up right here. And we'll see in MMA, you know what's going to happen. That may be the fight of the night. We're looking at a pretty good matchup. Another well-matched-up fight. Another groin shot there. It's the night of the jewels. Damage to the jewels here.
That's the one. This is that time you got to make sure that you check. I remember a past event. Let's see what happens.
Clinch. Oh, nice and clean.
Of course, always hard. You get the double underhooks, and you think you're going for the thigh, and
or even the belly. And Ricon's actually does a good job at throwing those knees. to the midsection, like how he's doing now. One little half step forward and changes the whole dynamics of that knee.
there goes your voice.
Moreno's got a good position here, kind of trapping that elbow. Nice little knee trip there. That's right to half guard. See if Moreno can make the best of it. Oh, nice little roll there. Rincon on top in that particular position. See if he can make most of this as well. Moreno trapping those arms. Back to close guard. Moreno's doing a good job of kind of tying up those hands. Goes for a double arm lock right there.
Trying to bring it up.
Just get those hips out. There it is.
Oh,
good job, Rincon, pulling out the right time.
Now, a lot of times you see this position. What would you think? Would you as a fighter let the guy up, or just
Yeah, I think it all depends on your style.
Mm-hmm.
I think if the guy's more of a ground and pound, or he's finding more success in the ground, I wouldn't let the guy up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So keep the guy down, maybe punish his legs a little bit so he doesn't have as much in case he has to scramble. A lot of guys like to damage the legs here. But you got to be smart with those arms, because Moreno's kind of getting a little close to that arm bar, getting over the shoulder. He's going to try to kick that hips out. Maybe go after that arm again. He's actually doing pretty good at getting pretty close here. Maybe you should just keep on being aggressive with that arm. You might be able to pull it off.
So it's one of those submission moves that you just fully got to commit once you get into it.
Yeah, definitely. If he gets over the shoulder, he's halfway there. You know, if you can lock your shoulder and relock your guard over the shoulder, it's different for the guy to pull out his arm as well as back up. Bad position for Moreno right here. Good sprawl by Rincon.
15 seconds, please. 15 seconds, please.
This is a tiring position right here for Moreno too. Rincon's got a good sprawl, kind of punishing him on top. He's carrying the weight.
So again, we are scheduled for three-minute rounds. Our first official Battlegrounds fight of the night. Go back to the replay.
Here's that half guard Moreno had. Kind of locked it up. Just kind of like a hip heist, a bump and roll right there to get to the top. Good timing, good positioning. He kind of made the most of it. Was able to keep the top for the rest of the match.
I believe our third and final round of this first fight of the night. X1 Battlegrounds, first official fight.
These 3-3s are great. It's good for the up-and-coming guys. They get 3 rounds, not a lot of decision, or not a lot of draws, actually. And these guys can kind of go balls off for 3 minutes, and because 3-5s is a long time for the guys. And the legitimate top-end pros, they get tired at 3-5. So.
Now, does it kind of depend on the organization on the times and rounds and?
Exactly. They pretty much have their own, choosing of what they want to do. But I think these 3-3s are great unless you're like high-level, A-class caliber fighters. So guys getting a lot of work. So keep a fast pace. Never been trying to look for the double leg, but Aleka's doing a good job of keeping that underhook there. And keeping those legs spread to sprawl. Difficult to kind of pull them in. A little stalemate position here. See the fight. Nice little adjustment there by Moreno.
Sucks in the hips and takes him down. Now, a lot of times people wonder when the points are given for a takedown. When are the points given? Is it the hips down as far as the takedown goes?
Actually, to tell you, the takedowns is more of an avenue. A nice little
exchange.
Flurry there by Rincon, but usually takedowns is an avenue for ground dominance. Not necessarily mean that the guy's going to win the round. And I think a lot of guys get confused with that. Like they think that a guy takes him down, but he doesn't do anything on the ground. He shouldn't win the round if the guy's kind of damaging him standing up. it's all about damage, and it comes down to this is a fight. You know, who's going to end the fight? Who's closer to ending the fight? Nice
takedown.
So far, we'll see.
Listening to his round, you can hear his round saying he needs to step it up. He needs to step it up.
And it definitely is. Huge takedown. Trying to stay busy in that guard there. Again, some of the rounds that are kind of well balanced, where guys kind of exchange a little bit. One guy has a takedown. Sometimes takedowns is an advantage if nothing else happens. If the guy kind of takes down again, but the other guy's aggressive from the guard. You know, if Moreno's aggressive from the guard, almost pulled off a couple submissions, he could steal the fight even if he gets taken down.
Just by looking, a lot of course, it's human nature. Think if you're on top, and but I've seen a lot of fights where guys on the ground, like you see them earlier trying to throw in the armbar.
Yeah. Definitely now, and it's why it's important to have educated judges about the ground as well. Be able to see what is legitimate submissions. The guy's on top throwing some punches, but if you look, a lot of these punches right here is not landing. Moreno's doing a great job at kind of defending and staying away from him. But
the beauty of mixed martial arts is that no matter if you're on your back, you can still take the fight. Again, our first official fight of the night, X1 World Events Battlegrounds. Let's go back to the replay, and then we're going to find out what the judges think.
There's an exchange by Rincon, looking for a space. Moreno just kind of covering up.
Huge takedown in this last round. I think it's coming up.
Rincon finishing from the ground here. Finishing strong with a ground and pound.
All right, another round of applause. Thank you for joining us, Honolulu X1 World Events Battlegrounds. The judges scored this a unanimous decision, fighting out of the red corner from Hilo Young Guns, Aleka Rincon.